Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to start on the G35. I've already took a few bolts out of the rear exhaust, but I guess let's do that over. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be taking the G35 rear diff out. We're going to pull the exhaust. I've got a few bolts out already, but we're going to pull the exhaust off. This G35 has a bad engine, and I may go ahead and start taking the transmission stuff out. I think I would rather pull the transmission out. That way when you set the engine out, I don't have to do the entire cradle drop on it. Just the room in here is a little bit of a pain. So I think what I'll do is when I get the diff changed out, because I'm gonna actually pull it out and put it in the black 350Z, and I'm gonna take the one out of the 350Z that was welded, and I've already put the aluminum inserts in it. And once I get this one out, I'll put the aluminum piece in the back of it, go ahead and install it and get it where it's back bolted to the axles and everything. And then I'll just go ahead and leave the drive shaft out, and what I'll probably do is go ahead and start dropping the transmission, getting ready to pull this motor out, because I'm ready to hunt a motor because I just sold my drift car, the black 350Z. So we may continue on with that, and we may get a little bit of time in pulling the G35 engine out, go over some of that stuff. If guys, you need any time seeing some of that, or if you want to be involved with doing the drift car, I've got a name for the drift car. We'll discuss that later. But for the G35, we're going to start sourcing an engine. And my guy that I talked about before that tuned the computer and all that stuff, Guilty Garage is the name of this guy's establishment. So if you want to look him up, if you need any 350Z or G35 stuff, he's in Knoxville. He's about an hour from me, but I'm pretty sure it's on Instagram it's Guilty Garage. Pretty certain that's what it is, but he's the one that does the computers. He does the wiring harnesses from the DE swap to the HR. He's the guy you call about that wiring harness and flashing the ECU for that setup. So if you want to check him out, tell him that I sent you, and maybe he'll give you some kind of break or something. But that guy's awesome. He's done exceptionally well with anything I've sent to him. He helped me on the Nissan Murano, fired up first time. I think the motor's bad. After I talked to the guy that I originally got that Nissan Murano from, he started informing me that it ran really, really bad prior to it not starting. So I think it might have been blown up or something. But anyway, we'll quit jawing about it, and we'll start working on the G35, and let's try to see if we can't get that rear diff changed out today, or at least set out, and then the rear aluminum bushing inserted in the actual body. I've got it in the rear diff, but I've got to put the other half into the body. Then I can reinstall that diff, and then that thing's ready to rock. So I'd like to at least get that done today, or as close as I can. All right, here we go. I guess this lift goes a little lower than the one I've been working on. The first one, or that would technically be the third bay, I guess, but this bay here, just a hair lower than the other one. So where we're at, I'm going to take all the bolts off. I have to hold back on that one, but I'm going to take all the bolts off, drop all the exhaust. If I can find the right size. This thing's got mixed matched bolts all through it. The entire exhaust is just randomly being thrown together, I think. I don't think there was any rhythm or rhyme to the bolts in this thing. I think somebody's just put what they had in it. So, and they did the old school trick: if you don't have gaskets, RTV the crap out of it, because they have RTV the crap out of it. Yeah, they have mixed and matched bolts like crazy here. Yeah. So as I pick through the bolts here and figure out what size I actually need, I think it's like a 15 or something. Let me hunt a socket and then we'll continue on. Alright, so this one looks a little different than the other one that's on the 350Z, just a hair. It's just a hair different. Okay, so this thing ends up being a stinking 5/8. So that's what we're gonna use. Well, I've cut my finger now. Alright, continuing on. Now it's changed from a 5/8 to 11/16. I'm not sure if this exhaust was intended to be on this car or if this is the way they come. The 350Zs was different. Didn't have, this thing's got like a homemade extension piece in it. So I'm not really sure what that's about. It works, I guess. And they've put on something to keep it from vibrating and making a bunch of noise. Yeah, there's some kind of a belt, piece of belt or something. And there's these short pieces up here, and I wouldn't bother taking them off if I wasn't going to end up pulling the engine and need the room. So I guess I could actually go to the next piece up. I'm going to look at it. I got to take the O2 sensors out. Yeah, I may be able to go up to the next joint going up toward the engine. Let me hunt my O2 sensor tool. We'll take that. Alright, I couldn't find the actual tool for the O2 sensors, but I just took a 7/8 and thinking that it's newer, somebody's updated these. or change to a high flow cap. These things just spun right out. Now you can take this little assembly apart here, but I like to keep them together. So I'm going to actually leave everything tied in. And take them out together like that. So that way I've got them. These things need cleaned. This engine was running rich as crap, so I'd be willing to bet somebody's tuned this car because it is full. I mean full of carbon. That thing is caked up. And I smelled it as soon as when I pulled the exhaust off, I smelled the carbon. This thing has been running crazy rich. I don't know if that's where the actual cats and stuff have been replaced and all that, but I feel like it's this thing that somebody's been tuning on it a little bit, and I think that's what's going on here. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but you can on the G35s and 350Zs, you can get in the factory computer and tweak them a little bit on just the stock settings. The guy at Guilty Garage, I spoke with him and he told me when I got it together, so he can actually, if I end up with a DE motor in it, just the base model DE, and this is a rev up car, he told me he can actually turn that feature off and actually make it where it reads just like a DE computer does, and he can kill the immobilizer and all that stuff where I don't have to change keys, I don't have to, you know, go to a dealership or none of that stuff, and this car will fire right up once I get it changed out. If I can't find a rev up motor, because those things are kind of few and far between, and once I figure out what motor I'm going, I can always call him up and have him reflash that computer to what I'm actually going to put in it. So I'm going to take the downpipes off if I can get to them, and after I do that, I'll probably just go ahead and continue on with the rear section of the car and get the start and drop the rear diff, because I'm getting too much into this part when my goal is getting that rear diff out. So, all right, we're gonna do that then. After I figure out what bolts I need or what sockets are going on here. So.